The corridors were filled with the usual bustle and noise as people slammed lockers, chatted excitedly and pushed past. If I'd known what was going to happen, I wouldn't have walked through those doors. Those faces, those seemingly innocent faces stared like they always did, but this time something seemed different. They dug deeper, clawing at my heart, searching for an answer. Those eyes of all different colours, tired and weary, but filled with rage and silent sorrow. Like paintings in an unsettling museum, their eyes followed me down the corridor. I shook them off my shoulders, whilst I dreamed of finally reaching that empty classroom. Heavy hand ticked around the clock quietly, but in my head each tick was like a second closer to death, a bomb going off in my brain. Tick! The noise pounded in my mind, shooting thoughts away with bullets. I let out a shaky sigh as I walked, feeling one foot fall numbly in front of the other. Like zombies, we wandered round, tiredness screaming from behind our eyes. Heavy feet created a marching band as they carried us down the corridor. And then she appeared. Long copper locks twisted round her little face, hiding her normally glowing and rosy complexion. A mark lay across her arm, and her smile was hidden and deflated. Like the perfume of sweet roses, innocence surrounded her as she floated along the corridor and towards me. I couldn't wait to see her, but my heart drummed in my chest and my palms grew sweaty. I couldn't stand another fight. Not again. Not today. Those weary eyes crept up my back, questioning what was going to happen, just as much as mine were. And then she stopped. As everyone passed and the time ticked on, silence seemed to fall like crisp snow over us. Ice clawed at that beautiful face of her as it squeezed at my heart. Then all of a sudden the air seemed soft as she opened her mouth to speak, but no gentle words fell out. No. Sharp, stabbing, scary words plunged into my chest, turning the atmosphere icy once more. How could you do that to me? She seemed to scream, but the words had barely come out as an audible whisper. The school bell rang, deafening me. Blood rushed through my ears, sending me the sound of a stormy sea, and my face drained of colour. The icy atmosphere turned colder as it scratched at my face and nipped my fingers. Those deep brown eyes, her deep brown eyes, they stared into my soul like my own eyes were a window and I'd left the curtains wide open. How could you do that to me? She repeated. This time it wasn't just loud in my mind. Nobody had left for their classes, but hung behind waiting to see events unfold. I looked back at her. Her brow was furrowed and those brown eyes were filled with pain. It was as if time slowed down, but it was over in a second. Her small hand whipped across my face, leaving shock on mine. My own hand instinctively raised to my cheek, which burned like the fire in her heart. I looked up, expecting to see that burning flame in those brown eyes, but they had softened. If I hadn't have walked through those doors, maybe that never would have happened. But if I had thought before what I did to her, then none of this would have happened at all. Those faces stared at me like they did before, digging out my soul. Pity, sorrow and anger all peeked out of the windows of their own souls, all those eyes. I closed my own eyes and hid my own face. Maybe none of this would have happened at all if I hadn't have looked in her eyes.